So we just took a 90-minute bus ride from the main area in Naze in Amami City to this other port on the other end of the main island. So we're gonna take a boat around Amami and see some more of the wildlife and the scenery and the cultural heritage. So I'm really excited, not only for that, but also to get some sick seaside shots. They're transporting cows over there. They're moving them all into that blue shipping container. Some of them are resisting. So we are actually going to Konya Historical War Ruins. This is from World War II, I believe, if not earlier. It's from earlier. So this shows the distance of Amami to other parts of the world. So like New York, Tokyo, and Osaka, and other places. So as you can see, it's a lot closer to Osaka and Tokyo, around 1,000 kilometers, than it is to New York. 12,500 kilometers. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. That appears to be our boat coming in. I'm really excited, guys. I love being on boats, as long as the water's not too rough. Even though it's going to rain today, I'm really digging this cloudy weather because it gets really good soft lighting all around, all day. This looks like a mushroom. And there's the big tuna. We're all taking pictures, getting our heads eaten by it. No, don't die. No, shinanai de ne. He's fighting the fish. You know how I said it was this boat? It's actually the small boy. And there's like 15 of us, so... Once again, on a boat. So we were in the boonies of the boonies. We took a 90-minute bus ride from our hotel to the port, then a 20-minute boat ride, and then following another 20-minute bus ride. And now we're walking, and I believe the island of Kakeromajima in the islands of Amami. So it's pretty as heck. It's cold out, so there's very little risk of venomous snakes coming out. And this place is known for really only having like military stuff ever. I think only 20 people actually live on this island, but this was used a lot by the Japanese military long in the past, back when Japan had more than just a self-defense force. Real quick, it's actually Kakeromajima, just correcting that. Our tour guide is saying take personal responsibility so that you don't fall and die. Yeah. And if you look here, there's water on this side. But if you look there, there's like a 40-foot drop. So we're on top of a dam right now, in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely gorgeous. There's the end, there's the middle. The water flowing down. 水が溢れるから、この天板は15センチよ。There's little buggies right there. かわいい。いやもう何本近くなんでしょうね。それ行っちゃったってことです。It echoes so deep. これね。だってこれ電気を使うとかだったらまだわかるけど。あ、雲だよ。
So apparently this dam was used during the war because they thought that the war would come up to Amami, but it didn't. It was like farther south. So basically they would open up this dam. There would be kamikaze boats there, and then they'd shoot out and attack Americans.
All the Americans that never came.
Yeah, exactly.
There was only American bombardment, right?
Yup.
But no American troops.
Yup. So did it.
Okay, so they use these berries to make a yellow dye, and they dye fabric with it. So it becomes like a custard yellow dye.
So it makes delicious looking shirts. This is a shell with mother of pearl in it. If you read that katakana, it says Kakeroma, but when you look at it, it's a cute little face. This gift shop is awesome. Apparently they have a specialty soft serve, so I want it. Also, this threatening energy on this postcard. Passion fruit vanilla soft serve. Specialty to Kakeromajima. God, I can't remember words. Let's see how it is. Wow. It's a mix of like half passion fruit, half vanilla that really hits the spot. It's both refreshing and vanilla. So 10 out of 10. I keep giving these ice creams 10 out of 10, but it's true. Nani are?
Amami kokuto ice.
So that's brown sugar or black sugar ice cream. Oh, this is really cool B-roll watching the water hit the clear water, the rain hit the clear water.
Oh boy, yeah.
This is so cool.
There's like coral growing on that rock too.
It looks like a impressionist painting when you look in the water like this right now.
Yeah. Because you've got the ripples from the...
So here it looks like we found some old barracks for the military that are now appear to be a memorial.
I wouldn't say barracks, I'd say bunker.
Bunker, yeah, that would be more accurate. You're inside. It's dark.
There were no spiders. That's all that matters.
There were no snakes, which is what matters most to me. Except I wanted footage of a snake.
I wanted to look at the snake. I want to be Steve Irwin and touch the snake.
I want to kiss.
Thank you.
I want to kiss that snake that can kill 10 people with one bite. So this memorial lists the names of people who died on the battleship Yamato. And the medal is pulled from the ship itself. And in the Battle of the Yamato, so many people died, both from America, Japan, and Korea, that the sea itself turned red out here. This is the seed of a mangrove. We are in the mangroves. We're about to go to the kamikaze boats. There's some baby mangrove trees over there, made from the seeds we looked at earlier. This water's so clear even though it's still winter. Imagine how blue this will be during the summer. So even though it's winter, the water's still pretty warm. Like you could definitely swim in this pretty easily. Feels warm in the air around it. It's so blue. So this hole is where kamikaze boat pilots came through. It goes very far deep, very deep, very far. In addition to the kamikaze planes that Japan had, there were also kamikaze boats, though they were much less common and much less seen. They would shoot out of holes like this one with surprise. And here's a boat itself. And while these ones were not generally used because America didn't get this far during the war, they still were there. So on this boat, this right here is a bumper to prevent the boat from exploding itself so that it can be done manually. This jungle is so dense out here. And like right here is not even that dense. It's crazy.
ってあるのが見えます。あそこコンクリートですね。
Right. So those are 3 mystery holes. No one knows what was there.
Located here.
This is now a graveyard, but this used to be where the captain of the military base's room was. So we just ate at the super pretty restaurant with major island vibes called Horizon Club. The view is amazing. The sky cleared up. Such island vibes here. Even like the upside down Horizon Club sign, probably knocked down by the rain or wind or something. Surrounded by overgrowth with a boat. There's our bus, there's the class, and back there is the ocean. It's very different when it's sunny. Now that it's sunny, you can really see how blue the water is.
I always like getting a look at this stuff.
The island out there looks like a submarine, and so it was targeted by the American military during World War II. But it's an island. So earlier when I said there was only 20 people living here, as you can see there's a lot more than 20, just based on the houses. That was only relevant to the small area we were at the beginning. There used to be around 15,000 people living here, but due to the war, aging, and people leaving, the number is now around 1,200 living here in Kakeromajima in Amami. These are old barracks where the soldiers used to live back during the war. This well is 10 meters deep. I'ma jump in. This is some military storage. Let's go inside. It echoes like crazy. This is the coast of Kakeromajima. Best views I've ever seen. There's a little boat down there. Hello. Goodbye. Amazing. An evacuation area, and then all this nature. So we're getting high up in Kakeromajima, and it's so gorgeous out here. Though, even though we're in the tropics, I'm still wearing a jacket and a scarf. That just goes to show winter is still winter no matter where you go. But the water was really warm in like the bay, sort of the secluded areas. Like, warmer than like Santa Cruz in the summer. It was wild. There's so much history to this place. And even though so few people live here, if you have the chance, and have at least an elementary understanding of Japanese, highly recommend it. These are areas that were dug by boars on the island. They didn't used to be here, but as any island experiences, boars either come via man or through swimming, short to medium distances. So they are here, they're everywhere, and that's why we eat them. These were sleeping quarters for soldiers. There used to be tatami down here. Actually, this is the room where the tatami was. That's a resort hotel over there. There's the top of that barracks. And then here's the view. And we're at the dock to go back. Wow, that's all I can say about this day in Kakeromajima. It was honestly rather exhausting with all the walking and exploring and everything that we did, going through nature, military establishments, and all the like. But this has been arguably one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in the entire world. It's, even though it's winter, you still feel like it's a tropical island. You just look around, it's tropical AF, and I had a really great time. My favorite parts were honestly just the constant amazing views that you can see all around. I probably got like 2 hours of B-roll of just amazing views, so I might make an entire video of just views in Kakeromajima. So this was really honestly quite incredible. I'm sad that this is our last night in Amami, but I'm excited to move forward. This entire time in Amami has been really fantastic. The hotel was nice, the food was amazing, and the people, it's really cool having a mix of like Japan vibes and island vibes. And there's so much variety in people here. Like, we interviewed an elderly person about his memories of when America occupied this area. And he was talking about how the Americans, like, they were nice to the kids, which of course you're an occupying force. But he also, when we asked the question of like what nationality he identifies as, or not necessarily nationality or maybe ethnicity, he didn't say Japanese. Most Japanese people on the mainland of Japan would say Nihonjin or Japanese, but he said Toyojin, which is Eastern person. So it really goes to show that this island has a different identity than the rest of Japan. And if you're looking to mix up your Japan travels, come to the islands of Amami, especially Kakeromajima. One of the most thought-provoking things about my time in Japan so far, both in Kagoshima's Kamikaze Museum at Chiran, as well as all these military establishments here in Amami, is that war, no matter who's right or wrong in a war, and no matter how bad the imperialism of the country or whatever, the loss of the individual life is always a tragedy. I read numerous final letters of kamikaze pilots, and the one particular one from a man to his fiancée about how much he wanted to spend his future with her, or one father to his newly born son. While Japan's government at the time was questionable, those individuals had faced true tragedy. And from the American educational perspective, you hear Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, America won the war, etc., etc. But you don't think of the individual lives lost on the other side, especially if you're an American. So it's really thought-provoking to have all of that information. And it's important to realize that no matter what stance governments have, and no matter what policies or how wrong anyone is, all war is a tragedy.